Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Good morning, boys and girls. You know what that means. It is math time. I hope you're ready for some math. We have been working on our shapes, and we're going to continue our work on shapes today. So I hope you have your math book and you are ready to go. First, let's have a look at what we did last time. Let me make myself smaller here, move myself up here out of the way. There we go. Last time we were together, we were talking about some 3D shapes. We were talking about our cube, and we were talking about a rectangular prism. Remember that? That was a really big word. Rectangular prism. Kind of fun to say it because it's really big, makes you sound really smart, like I know you are. All right, let's have a look at these shapes that we looked at last time. Now, if you remember, we learned some words that were new and some words that were the same, okay? We learned that 3D shapes also have vertex, just like our old 2D shapes did. Really quick, let's stop and take a minute to think. Remember 2D shapes? Flat. Squares, circles, triangles, rectangles, they're flat. We only measure them two ways. We can measure how wide they are, and we can measure how tall they are. That's why they only have two dimensions. But remember now, 3D shapes are thick. They're fat. Remember we talked about that? 2D shapes are flat, but 3D shapes are fat. Okay, I got a poem I'm going to share with you at the end of today to help us remember all about 2D shapes and 3D shapes. They are fat. We can measure them three ways. We can measure how wide they are. We can measure how tall they are. And we can measure how fat they are, how thick. Okay, that's the difference between a 2D shape and a 3D shape. So the last time we got together, we were talking about a cube. And we were talking about the rectangular prism. Now, if you remember, the way we could tell the difference between those is that a cube looked an awful lot like a square. If we looked really careful at it, we could see a square. Remember the square? We could see that. Squares have the same length sides all the way around. They're all the same. And that's what makes them a cube, because they have a square on them. They have faces. Remember, the faces are the flat part. The flat part of our shape is the face. Okay, so this is my face. Then the vertex, of course, like we were starting to talk about, are those corners. Cubes have 8 corners on them. And we talked about how the edge of it, that is our side. Used to be sides. We called them sides, but now they're edges, okay? So we had a couple of, one new word, edge and face. Those were the new words that we learned last time, edge and face, okay? Those are part of our 3D shapes. So a cube had 8 vertices and 6 faces. But guess what? A rectangular prism also had 8 vertices and 6 faces. But remember how we tell them apart? Just like with our 2D shapes, squares are all the same. A rectangular prism has a rectangle in it. And remember the difference between a rectangle and a square? Rectangles have 2 sides that are longer and 2 sides that are shorter. So we can tell the difference between a rectangular prism and a cube the same way. Look at how long the sides are. If they're all the same, we know it's a cube. If 2 of them are longer, we know it's a rectangular prism, okay? If you remember that from the last time we did, remember those little things down at the bottom of our movie? Give me a thumbs up if you remember that. You did your work and you remember it. Very cool. I want to see lots of thumbs up on when I look at my movie. All right. Today, I have a couple of new shapes I want to share with you, okay? Are you ready? First, I want you to have a look at this right here. I'm going to make this big so we can see it. Make myself a little bit bigger so you can see this. You know what this is? Maybe if I turn it this way, you'll be able to tell. I want you to think about your favorite dessert. and it comes in a what? A cone. Yes, this is a funnel, but it's in the shape of a cone. Most of our cones don't have the skinny part here, but that's how it makes it a funnel. But an ice cream cone also has that shape, doesn't it? Put the ice cream on top. So that is a cone. Now, another one that I'm going to share with you today looks like this. This is what I play our music on, by the way. But what do you notice about this shape? I want you to see on the ends. Both of the ends look like that, but the rest of it is all straight. You know what this is called? You may have seen it when you get a can of soup or a can of soda pop. They also have that same shape. Do you know what it's called? I'm going to tell you right now. It is called a cylinder. See my cylinder over here? Cylinders and cones are the shapes we're going to be looking at today. Pretty easy to tell these two apart, but they do have something in common. I'll share that with you in a minute. Now, the first thing we need to look at, though, is the number of, let me get my pen, sorry, is the number of vertices and faces they have. And these are a little bit tricky, so be careful. Remember, the face is the flat part, okay? Now, this doesn't have the flat part, but if I had put something across here to cover up this hole, this would be flat, wouldn't it? See, look, it's flat, okay? This is my face. See it here? Cones have a flat face, but do you see any other flat faces? Nope, because this is not flat. This goes round and around and around and around, kind of like our circles did. That's not a face because it goes around. Flat means it's flat. The only flat face on here is right here on the bottom. So it only has one face. Do you see that? Now look carefully at it. Do you see a vertex? I see it right here at the top. See it? Remember, vertex is the point, the corner, okay? It has one vertex right here. Do you see it? Do you see any other vertex? Nope, just the one. So it has one face and one vertex. So actually, I need to cross this out because it doesn't have any vertices. It only has a vertex. Let me see if I can write that. Remember how hard it is to write with this pen on the computer. Here we go. Oh, I think I'm going to get it. There it is. Vertex. We know what letter that is. There it is. So a cone has one vertex and only one face. So I need to cross out that S because it doesn't have any faces. It just has one face. So that one's pretty easy to remember. One vertex, one face. Just like this, just like the ice cream cone. Okay, there it is. There's my ice cream cone. See it? Got it. Or maybe a party hat that you wear when you go to a birthday party. Yeah, can you see that? Very cool. Those are examples of cones. Okay, now my other shape over here, look at this one over here. This is my cylinder. Now, when I look at my cylinder, do you see any vertex on here? Do you see any points anywhere on here? Nope. I don't see any points, do you? There are no vertex on here. Look at my picture over here. Do you see any vertex? Nope. There are 0 vertices. It has no points at all. But now check out the faces. Do you see the flat spots? Do you see it? I see a flat spot, flat side here, and I see a flat side here. Do you see them? Here and here? Yep. Those are our faces. I see one here. I see one here. Got it? How many are there? 1, 2. 2 faces. Pretty simple, huh? So today we learned about our cone and our cylinder. And I want you to look very carefully at these, though, because there is something that's the same about both of them. Have a look real quick. See if you can spot something that is the same. I'm going to give you a minute. Do you see what it is? I'm going to give you a hint. Look right here. What is that shape? Do you remember? Yes, it's a circle. If I look very carefully at my shapes and I look at the faces, the flat spots on both of these shapes, what shape do you see? I see a circle. I see a circle. Do you see the circle? Yes. Both of these shapes have a circle for their face. That's important for you to remember. If I laid this on a piece of paper and I traced around it, what shape would I have? A circle. Okay? So both of these have circles for their faces. Pretty cool, huh? I love it. These are the ones that we're going to find in our books today. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. But first, you guys are so smart. You're brilliant, in fact. You're geniuses. I want to show you a couple other shapes that I know you know these and you've seen them before, but they're not in our book. But I want to share them with you anyway. Okay, ready? Here we go. What is this? You've seen that before, haven't you? Boom. What is that? It's a ball. We call it a ball. We play ball with it. Sometimes they're bigger, like a soccer ball. This is a little ball. This is the only one I could find here. A little ball. But you know what the math name for this is? The geometry name? Look at it up here. It's a hard one to read. Sphere. Sphere. This is a sphere. It's a sphere. It goes around and around and around and around. It also has a circle in it. But now I want you to look. Do you see any vertices there? Nope. Do you see any faces? Are there any flat spots on this? If it was flat, it wouldn't roll, would it? Can't have a ball with a flat spot or it won't roll. The only time they have a flat spot is if they go flat, and then you can't play with them. So it has, let me grab my pen back here. Hold on. Grab my pen. Here we go. It has, that's not my pen. Hold on. I thought I got it. Let's try that again. Here we go. It has 0 vertices and it has 0 faces. No flat spots and no points. Okay? That's a sphere. The other one over here, you may have seen one of these before. You may not. It's called a pyramid. Now, a pyramid does have a vertex. It's got a few vertices. I want you to look at this pyramid that I found here in my house. Here it is. Do you see what it has? It's got sides on it. It does have faces. Should have got rid of that string. It does have faces on it. And it's got a face on the bottom too. Pretty cool. And do you notice the vertex up here at the top? But it also has vertexes here and here. I can kind of see them better on this side. Here's a vertex. Here's a vertex. Here's a vertex. Here's a vertex. Wow. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you see them? Look at it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 vertices. 5. How many faces do you think it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget the one on the bottom. It has 5. So it's also got 5 faces. You may have seen pyramids in pictures from ancient Egypt. The big pyramids that the Egyptians used out in the desert. Big, giant buildings. Yes, those are pyramids too. These are a couple of shapes that are not in our math book. But I wanted you to see them because I think you'll be able to remember them because you will see these shapes in other places. If you watch those movies that I sent to you from YouTube that talks about shapes, it's got these 2 in it as well. So that's why I wanted to make sure you knew what these were, even though they're not part of our math book. So just remember, a sphere is a ball. And a pyramid is like the pyramids you see in Egypt, okay? Or like this one here. What shape do you see on this one here? We talked about a sphere has a circle in it. What shape do you see here? Can you see it? I can see it. Look right here. Do you see it? What do you see right here? It's got 3 sides. Yeah, you knew that one, huh? It's a triangle. So pyramids have triangles on them. Spheres have circles on them. And remember the other 2 shapes we looked at today? our cone and our cylinder, what shape do they have on their face? A circle. Okay. It's important to know what shapes are on the circles because when you're looking for these shapes in other objects around your house, you want to know what face to look for. You want to know those 2D shapes to find. So look for triangles, look for circles. Okay. This one kind of has a triangle on it, except that the bottom isn't a flat triangle. So it's got a little bit of a triangle, but the face you see, it's going to be a circle. Okay. All right. So now let's have a look over here at our book. And we are going to open our book to page 718. So if you don't already have your book, go get it, pause the machine, get your book, open it up to page 718. And when you've done with that, then come on back over here, push play on the machine. Okay? All right, I'm going to grab my pen. Let's see, I can make myself a little bit bigger on this page so we can see me more. Hey, by the way, today is glasses day, sunglasses day. Did you wear your fancy sunglasses today? Oh, I got my sunglasses. Yesterday was Disney Day. Did you wear something Disney? I don't have anything Disney. I need to go buy something at the store that's Disney. But I do have my glasses on. I hope you were wearing your glasses today. Sunglasses help keep the sun out of your eyes, and they make you look really cool. All right, so I think I'm going to leave these on. All right, I'm going to grab my pen here. Make it big enough for us to see it. There we go. All right. Now, just like what I told you over here, it tells us that cones and cylinders are two more different types of 3D shapes. Both have at least one face. This one's got one. How many did this one have? Two. But only cones have a vertex. Cylinders do not. So, how many faces did we say that our cone has? One. How many vertex did we say our cone has? One. You got it. Pretty simple, huh? But now look over here. How many faces does our cylinder have? Remember, the cylinders are the flat sides. Flat parts. Got it? How many we got? Two. And how many vertices? Do you see any corners, any points on here? No. Remember, this one has zero. None. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Zero. You got it. All right. So now when I look at this shape down here, my job is to decide, is this a cone or is this a cylinder? Well, now I know a cone has a vertex on it. Do you see a vertex anywhere on this shape? Nope, I don't see a vertex. And I know that a cylinder has two faces. You see two faces on this one? Yeah, I do too. So guess what? It's not a cone. It is a cylinder. So if you've got your pencil, circle cylinder. Okay? And now how many faces do we see? 1, 2. It wants to know how many faces I got? It's got 2. It wants to know how many vertices? We already talked about that. Remember, does it have any? No. So make sure you write a big 0 there. Okay? Very cool. Now this one, is this a cone or is this a cylinder? This isn't hard, is it? I see a vertex down here. And remember, cylinders don't have a vertex, do they? So this has got to be a cone. Boom. How many faces do we have on our cone? Just one. Right here. See it? This is not a face because it goes around and around. To be a face, it has to be flat. Flat. If it's not flat, it's not a face. This is not a face because it goes around and around and around. Not a face. Only the flat part is a face. So it only has, whoops, this one only has one face. Sorry, I was showing you the wrong shape, wasn't I? I think maybe I need to take my glasses off. Does it have any vertex? Yes, look, right there. See it? There's my vertex. Boom. Very cool. So now I want you to look at my cone and my cylinder. How are they different? Think about it. What do you think? Yeah, you're right. A cone has a vertex, doesn't it? Cylinder does not. You got it. What else is different? Yeah. Oh, I like that. Good answer. This one's got two faces. This one's only got one. See, I knew you guys were geniuses. You are so smart. You figured it out. Cones have a vertex and only one face, but cylinders have no vertex and two faces. Wow. You are amazing. I love it. All right. Well, you know what? I know you're going to be able to do this page all by yourself. You're going to do the same thing we did. Tell me if this is a cone or a cylinder. Circle it. How many faces, vertices? Same with this one. Okay. Easy peasy. Over here, remember we talked about faces? When I look at the face of this, what do I see? Do I see a square, a triangle, a rectangle, or a circle? You can tell me that one. When I look at my cylinder, what do I see on my face? My face. Do I see a triangle, a rectangle, a circle, or a square? Come on, you got this. All right. If I have two circles for faces, which shape do you think it belongs to? Remember, I'm looking at the faces. Which one of these has two faces that are both circles? You got it. You got it. All right. And then you're also going to do this one. It says here, which three-dimensional shape, remember that's just 3D, which shape has only one face? Think about the ones we looked at yesterday, the cube, the rectangular prism, and then the two we looked at today, the cone and the cylinder. Which one of those has only one face? Only one of them does. You know which one it is. And then my brain builder. What shape are the faces on this cylinder? What 2D shape do you see there? Tell me how you know, okay? Draw those faces on here for me. All right, and then down here, you're going to look at these, and I want you to think about one of these is different from all the others. It has something that is different from all of them. And the other three have something that's the same. Write it for me. Tell me what you notice, okay? And then, of course, we also have our homework here to do. Very simple homework. You got this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got it? Okay, excellent. Because this is so easy, when you finish this, I want you to go to our Google Classroom. And I forgot to turn this on. Let me get this up here for you. I'm going to go over here. I got a worksheet for you that I want you to do for me. Because we've been learning a lot of new words, and I want to make sure that you know what they are. So we're going to go over here. Let me move me out of the way. There it is. Bum, bum, bum. And you are going to find, wait a minute, where is my, oh my goodness, let me go over here so I can find it faster. Sorry. I am sorry. I should have had this ready for you. There it is. Here it is. You are going to find this worksheet in our Google Classroom. It's attached right underneath this video, okay? And this is so easy peasy. Watch this. I have here a rectangular prism, one we talked about yesterday. Now, we learned what these words all mean. Face, vertex, edge, okay? I want you to tell me, what is this called? Is this a face, a vertex, or an edge? And I want you to put the answer right here. What about this part? What is this part of our shape called? Do you remember? When I look at this, what do I call this? Is this a face? Is this a vertex? Or is this an edge? Think you know this one. And then the last one is this line here that goes across the side. Do I call that the face, the vertex, or the edge? Again, easy peasy, isn't it? I know you got this, okay? So this is what I want you to do for me today after you finish your math work in your book, okay? Finish that up for me. Show me that you know what these names are. And I'm going to tell you a secret. You can either type it in here with your letters, or if you don't feel like typing, you can come over here and you can grab this word and you can put it where it needs to be, okay? Whichever way you want to work it is okay by me. Oop, I moved the wrong one. I need to move the word one. Not that one. I want the one with the word on it. Okay, well, I'm going to fix this. Don't worry, I'll get that fixed. All right, so that's your work today. What do you think? You got this? You got this. And then when you look at our math lesson for tomorrow, that's going to be pretty easy too. I don't have a video for you, but you know what you can work on for there. Okay, so I hope you to continue to have a great day, and I hope you get all this done for me. Don't forget to say done when you get it done, and wear those cool shades. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye.